The story of an hour. Knowing that Mrs. Mallard was afflicted with a hair trouble, great care was taken to break to her as gently as possible the news of her husband's death. He had only taken the time to assure himself of his truth by a second telegram, and he has hastened to forestall any less careful, less tender friend in bearing the sad message. It was her sister Josephine who told her in broken sentences, veiled hints that revealing half concealing. Her husband's friend Richard was there too, near her. She didn't hear the story as many women have to hear the same, with a paralyzed inability to accept its significance. She wept at once with sudden, wild abandonment in her sister's arms. There stood, facing the open window, a comfortable, roomy armchair. Into this she sank, pressed down by a physical exhaustion that haunted her body and seemed to reach into her soul. She sat with her head thrown back upon the cushion of the chair, quite motionless, except when a sob came up into her throat and shook her, as a child who has cried itself to sleep continues to sob in its dreams. There was something coming to her, and she was waiting for it, fearfully. What was it? She didn't know. It was too subtle and elusive to name, but she felt it, creeping out of the sky, reaching toward her through the sounds, the scents, the color that filled the air. Now her bosom rose and fell tumultuously. She was beginning to recognize this thing that was approaching to possess her, and she was striving to beat it back with her will, as powerless as her two white, slender hands would have been. Free! 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 The vacant stare and the look of terror that had followed it went from her eyes. They stayed keen and bright. Her pulses beat fast, and the coursing blood warmed and relaxed every inch of her body. Josephine was kneeling before the closest door, with her lips to the keyhole, imploring for admissions. Lois, open the door, I beg, open the door. You will make yourself ill. What are you doing, Lois? For heaven's sake, open the door. Go away, I'm not making myself ill. No, she was drinking in a very elixir of life through that open window. She arose at length and opened the door to her sister's importunities. There was a feverish triumph in her eyes, and she carried herself unwittingly like a goddess of victory. She clasped her sister's waist, and together they descended the stairs. Richard stood waiting for them at the bottom. Someone was opening the front door with a latchkey. It was Brindley Mallard, who entered a little travel-stained, composedly carrying his gripsack and umbrella. He had been far from the scene of the accident, and did not even know there had been one. He stood amazed at Josephine's piercing cry, at Richard's quick motion to screen him from the view of his wife. When the doctors came, they said she had died of a heart disease,